Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this week we got a little bit of a different one. We're going to do a King Cat 900. This is in 2004. We had some bearing issues up on the mountain, a little bit of flamage. So one thing about these older Arctic Cats, they have a little worm gear that comes off of the main speedometer cable. And pretty much if your speedometer goes out in these older cats that don't have a magnetic pickup on the drive shaft, you need to get the thing back to the trailer as quick as you can. Check on it, make sure it's not starting on fire and stuff like that. These bearings on the drive shaft, when they go bad, they take out the speedometer cable, and so it's a telltale sign that your bearing is going out. So we're going to go ahead and kind of walk through the process of getting this set of bearings out of there, and we're going to do all four. We're going to do the drive shaft bearings, both sides, and the jack shaft as well. And we're going to make that, brand spanking new. So this sled here started a little bit of a fire underneath, and the bearings have probably never been done before. And well, let's get the new ones put in there. So yeah, this is an 04 King Cat 900 1M. These are a little bit bigger than my sled, just a little bit. It barely fits in my tiny little shop here, but I'm going to make it happen. So obviously the first thing that we're going to probably do is start by dropping the drive shaft and see if we can get away with it that way. Actually, that'll be the second thing we do. We need to go ahead and drain the oil out of the chain case. And something I did not know is that at least some of these, I'm assuming this one would as well, have a tunnel side drain plug for the chain case. So go figure. That's a pretty handy little thing to have. So we're gonna play with that today too and see if we can get the oil out of this thing without making a huge mess. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get the oil out of this thing here. We have the chain case, and we need to get the drain plug, which is down here in the bottom. And looks like that guy right there. So we'll go ahead and get that pulled out and drain some oil. Okay, so here is the bolt that we're going to take out for the oil drain plug. Alleged. And let me get the oil pan in the right spot here. Move you guys out of the way. Let's see if we can dodge the stream of oil. Nope. Ah, there it goes. Missed, huh? Well, that's much cleaner than having it all go down into the bottom of the belly pan. Much better. All right, we'll let that drain out and we'll get back to you guys.
Oh, oh, you're recording. Sweet. All right, let's do this. Let's sit on your back. We're on your side. Well, you didn't see all of them. So. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm.
This is what I do. This is what's happening now, right?
Yeah.
Right, channel? Who wants to see more of Justin?
No.
Eh? They want to see you pull some springs off, bruh.
All right, let's spring pull it. Let's pull those these ones right here.
So, what you want to do is, I'll do the first one here. Just get a hold of her. Oh, fail. And pull out like that. And that's going to stay there apparently. There we go. Just make sure you don't drop any down below. Nice.
Just so I don't drop them below. Take these two off.
Whoa.
That one.
Looks like somebody bent the other side of these springs so that they wouldn't fall down into the abyss.
Yeah, they're a little bit sharper than normal.
Nice. Now we can go ahead and pull that exhaust out of the way. And you got to hold it up like a giant trophy. There you go. All right, now for the rest of the exhaust here. Looks like the exhaust is bolted up to part of the chain case. So hopefully by removing this we can pull the cover off the chain case without having to unbolt the exhaust completely. We'll see what we can get away with. Did it pull away, you think?
Yep.
You think we'll be able to clear that and get that sucker out of there? Hopefully, right? Yeah. Okay, now time for the chain case cover. How many we got in total?
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then there should be two at the bottom too, probably. At least one underneath the footwell. It'll be super fun to get to, I'm sure. I was like, oh, is it going to strip? I definitely don't want that. So it's my opinion that this motor could use a bath too. It's not the cleanest engine bay I've ever seen. I think this motor would fit in your sled, bro.
I would say it's mounted up pretty easily.
900 in the old powder special. Should make that one. Should find one.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun project.
Mm-hmm. Nice little summer project.
Good little Saturday.
Wife and kids. Real nice.
Those 67 Home Depot runs.
900 with a 136. Yeah.
It'd be a ripper. Be kind of horrifying, actually.
Horrifying is a great word for it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait.
So
I see it down there.
Is it that one? Are you sure?
I don't.
So I don't think it's that one. I think it's the one that's further down below it.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. Harder to get to.
Yeah. You know that one that's even harder to get to?
I don't know about that one, though.
I think that's one of two. I think there's one on the other side as well. That's really fun. You got to kind of peer through the footwell. On a scale of 1 to really, really fun, how much fun are you having right now?
Oh, I'd say about 7. Maybe about 8. It wasn't that tight. It's just getting it to easily come out. Like, it's turning. Again, you can only do, like, the smallest turn ever. Yeah, I mean, it's coming out. Slowly but surely. It's like there's no room. It's crazy.
All right, well, we got the last bolt out of there, so now we just got to wrestle this cover off and get it out of the belly pan. If possible. Exhaust may be in the way. Yeah, look at that. How's she look? Let's see the oil in there. Any chunks of anything? Any metal fragments?
Yeah, looks like there's a couple little bits down here.
Okay. So, draining the oil prior to doing this is pretty darn helpful, I'd say. So, now we need to get this chain out of there, get this sprocket out of there, and get to the bearing behind it.
Should be this 12.
So we got a surprise guest today. We got the owner of the sled in, and he's going to take a crack at some of these nuts and bolts with us and get this thing off and ready to go. What do you think, JP? Do you think we can get her done?
I know we can get it done.
I like it.
I don't know about me in here, but
So to remove this,
what? It's just twisted in there.
yeah, it should just have a knurled, threaded end that just twists off. It might be on there rather well.
No, maybe a pair of pliers. Oh man.
Only pretty good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This kind of black?
Perfect.
So JP is going to go ahead and take off the speedometer cable end, and on this side we're going to go ahead and loosen the chain tension. And so what he's going to do is he's going to put that wrench all the way to the end there on that innermost nut, on the keeper nut. Hold on, Justin. You want to go to that furthest most in nut, not the outer one. There you go. And you want to go counterclockwise the other way. There you go. And that'll loosen the locking nut. And then you want to take
Maybe a small
that out with your fingers probably just a little ways.
This can get.
There you go. And then go ahead and just
Yeah, this can.
unthread that bolt until it's basically flat against the wall.
She is on there.
Other direction. There you go. And so you'll see the tensioner kind of coming back in as he's pulling that thing out. And he'll get that all the way down, and then the tension will be off the chain. Is that working over there?
Success.
Nice.
So now that I got the housing, does it just pull out?
So, there's no real way for me to look over there, is there? Actually, go ahead and stick this, JP, at the bottom there. Kind of just shine it at your light, but not at the camera, so I can film some of this.
So now I've got this. How do I disconnect that?
Okay, so down here we have a speedometer cover. So there's 3 nuts that go on that thing, and we're gonna undo those. There may be a backside to these nuts. We may have to get inside the tunnel at the same time. So we'll kind of play that by ear as we go. Are those nuts or bolts?
They're nuts.
Okay, so then they should just come off. They should be shoulder bolts that go through. And then basically just crack them loose, start pulling them out of there.
So now that this is off, though, nothing else has to come out with this cable?
As far as the cable?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just make sure that the cable is completely clear of that whole assembly there. All right, and then as far as this goes, you'll want to put the brake on and lock it. Ooh, that was too easy. And what that'll do is that'll...
It's a good look for you.
Thank you. I got oil.
What that'll do is that'll lock the disc brakes so that we can turn these castle nuts while we still have the chains on there and we don't have to fight anything. So we can loosen those up. So we'll just need to find a wrench and or socket to accommodate and get those off of there. All right, so with the brake on, Justin's going to go ahead and start. Oh, your brake's turning. Hold up, Justin. You're moving the sled. So you're going to have to put that on a higher setting. Just squeeze the crap out of that brake and then push it in. There we go. And if that thing's rotating or we're not tight enough. Yeah. Fun. Almost like that exhaust in the way. Megatron, huh?
What you call a knuckle buster. What?
You want a breaker bar?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that'll do it. It's 1/4 to 3/8 adapter.
Yeah,
And then, here. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
So by removing this,
Uh-huh.
are you still having to drop the track?
No, we're gonna try and just do the drive shaft. We're gonna see if we can get it out of there without doing any of that crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's moving.
Is it? Have Brandon grab the brake.
There we go.
Nice. You can probably go with the ratchet now. But, loosen the bottom one first. Sorry.
Oh, that makes sense. That's what I was thinking. So you told me to do something different. Who put this exhaust right here?
I know. It
So
probably would have been
easy.
easier if we just removed it. I was trying to remove it as little as possible.
Yeah, no, I get you. I have it.
No kidding, huh?
I'll have these parts in here like tomorrow.
That'd be nice.
What's the shipping say?
I didn't check today, but yesterday it said still next Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah. Ooh. Yowzers.
show the camera. Yeah, I wonder if that bearing went bad. You see any ball bearings?
No, not
Any of the
yet.
balls?
There's a few in here.
Is there? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was definitely our problem. Oh yeah. Yikes. So again, if these speedometers go bad on these older Articats, you're going to, yeah, I'd probably go to the ratchet just because there's no room. If the speedometer goes out on your older Articat that has a worn gear drive speedo, you're going to need to get back to the trailer and replace your bearings.
So, see how that is right there? That's the actual shaft itself. That thing looks twisted up in there.
No.
Yeah, that bearing is definitely at a funny angle. Yeah.
Nothing, huh?
Oh my. Yeah, that
Nope,
bearing
not on that one.
is gone.
Alright.
I can
So what's
Well,
this?
if we have to, we can take the exhaust off. We'll have to do that now.
Alright.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull this exhaust off over here and get the remainder of whatever's left in here to pull off. Oh yeah, she's seen better days, huh? Boy, Denzo. Okay.
What side is that? Obviously, it would come out that side.
So we got the exhaust off of there, just finishing up removing the castle nuts. And there's that. So by holding the brake and using the chain, it's a lot easier to get those castle nuts off than trying to fight not having them on there. So if you have the option, that would be the best way to do it. All right, so now we need to get the chain tensioner spring off of there, and we need to pull the chain out and the top and bottom sprockets. So there's a couple of giant washers on either side, on the outsides of the top and bottom sprockets. We're going to pull those off. They're kind of a dome shape. Sweet. So he's just bending the clip flat, and then he's going to push it out and pull off that portion of the chain tensioner and just let it dangle behind. Too easy. All right, now if he grabs a hold of the top part of the chain there and the bottom part of it and kind of wiggles, the sprockets should just kind of slowly but surely pull off of there. There we go. So now we have access to the bearing keeper. So we'll go ahead and get that bolt off.
Yeah, I was thinking that last Saturday when it went, I'm a stickler about putting the odometer back. You know, I like to know how, especially with the gas thing, I was trying to figure out. But obviously we were in so much powder. I wonder if, because it was about 4 miles up that it broke. And that's when Justin took the sled back. And that's when we saw Jeff and I sitting in the parking lot.
Okay.
So we went back up and it was already broke by then. But we went up all day, obviously. And not that I'm hard on it, but I like climbing. And so I just wondered if maybe she caught flame at some point that day, but we were in so much powder that,
Just neutralized it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the skis and everything were just caked, you know what I mean? So it's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah, might have kept it cool enough.
Because everything I've watched, they're like, your speedo don't work, you better head back fast. It's not worth playing around. So that's
You've been warned.
well, and that's what your brother said too. I was just like, dude.
Yeah, I started reading stuff like that, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll take note of that. And is this the second time we've seen it, bro?
Yes.
Yeah. So that cover should just slide off of there. And that'll give us access to that bearing. It might be on there kind of tight, but sweet. So there's the bearing, and she looks perfect. Still get the good seal and everything. So that rubber seal that's kind of on the top side of that thing, kind of surrounding the bearing, if you can get that off of there too.
This up here?
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah.
Because
There's an O-ring there.
that housing kind of smashes it down to seal it, and so it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. But the next thing we'll do is JP is going to go ahead and loosen up the tension on the track, and we'll get back to you. So these King Cats have a locking nut on the back idler wheels here, and then you have to also loosen up the tensioner itself. So you have to loosen up this locking nut and then loosen the track tension. And that's good on that one. Oh, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be the same size?
Like a little valve thing.
All right, so now we got to do the locking nut, jam nut.
It's strange. Okay. It's definitely custom.
There you go.
Oh,
I was waiting.
I was just.
And then just twist the whole bolt, and it should pull all the tension off the track. Actually, before you turn it anymore, I'm just curious here. How much tension? You were running like no tension.
Yeah, from there we would just have
She
to
moved a little bit.
that case off to get that.
Oh, did it?
out.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and run that bolt.
Out. Ultimate goal. Wait for him. Oh, ultimate goal. Yeah.
All the way up?
Replace it.
All the way until basically that bogey won't slide anymore.
We're waiting for parts.
How much room will it move now?
Must be on Tuesday.
You got quite a bit.
Okay.
Probably do the same on the other.
Yes, sir.
Move her over just a smidge.
Oh, look at that pop this path.
You got the pup cam on?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, that one was already loose.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I'm dying. I think I've been shot.
Good sound.
I thought this bucket just broke.
It's on there pretty hard. Not like the other one.
Yeah, right? That seems a little weird. That jam nut's done, right? And it's not tight here.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Just getting this
Oh,
out.
I clearly need it.
Probably just got a bunch of shmoo in there.
It's all that. Oh, that looks fancy. I don't know.
There she goes.
I gotta figure out my tail on it. You do? Mm-hmm. Still boggling the mind a little. No, I mean, I'm hoping it's just the bulb. But again, I took the lens off and looked at it. It looked fine. It wasn't burnt. But, you know. I could take the multimeter and see if it's getting power. I got a crash course.
Oh man, I hope that's loose enough.
Keep going.
Well, I'm just hoping we don't have to drop the whole skid.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Actually, yeah.
Because we got a
Things crazy, yeah.
quite the effort is going to be had getting that shaft out of there. I usually always just remove the skid because I'm like checking everything out as I'm doing it.
I don't know. She's pretty hard in there. I just want to. She's just free spinning.
Is it? Well, it shouldn't be because this is a threaded thing that's on the other side of this. It's just like a post. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like it hasn't moved at all, huh?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
What did you say that was?
Which one?
9/16?
Yeah. All right, so now we're at a point where we're going to go ahead and try and get the shaft off. We just went ahead and took off the rear idlers out of the track to try to make as much room as possible. So we don't have to remove this undercarriage. There's just a lot more stuff going on. So the track is as loose as we can possibly get it. And we got Justin over here is going to try and smack on this bottom of the shaft a little bit here to get the shaft to move a little bit and hopefully get that bearing off there by hand. JP's going to go ahead and move the drive shaft, and Brandon's going to hold it up and try to get this thing out of there. Try to get the drive shaft out.
Ready?
Yeah, guys, go ahead. And then Brandon, you're in. Can you pull the drive shaft down at all? Or is it just wedged on there?
A little bit of play.
Okay, so actually I can see kind of what's holding you guys up. So this bearing needs to get smacked to the other side of that firewall.
Yeah, broken housings on this side.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get another hammer over here and move this bearing out of the way because it's blocking the shaft from coming out. So there should be a metal hammer on that rack over there.
Claw hammer?
Yeah, sure. And then just come over here to this side, Justin. And if you look down there, you can see the housing just kind of sitting there, and it's basically blocking the path for that shaft to come out. So just smack that bearing in real quick. It won't take. Yeah, just don't hit its finger.
Yeah, it's all crooked. Nice. You see it? I don't see your fingers at all, but
Might be able to use that.
see those 3 bolts sticking out?
Here, move this guard out of your way.
Oh wait, that's it. Wait. Okay.
Shouldn't take a whole lot. Just smack her on through. There we go. Okay, now Brandon should be able to pull that end of the shaft down.
It's just a little wedge. I gotta get that bolt.
You want me to get the? I got the track. You take that.
Uncaptured bolt. Okay, there you go. Now you can take the drive line and I'll take the track.
Got it.
Okay.
And then we should.
I just need you to be able to slide out.
Yeah. Which way is probably the. There's that. And now, can you push it toward me at all?
The
whole drive? Yeah. So we can get. Is that?
And the knobs
There
on
we
the track are going to fight you the whole time too.
Tap it now.
Okay. How's that bearing looking on that side, Justin? Okay, that's as far as you're going to be able to lead it.
And then if you pull it back or push it back towards him, it might give him clearance to pull it off of there.
Got it.
Sweet. So the bearing's now off. So now it just basically needs to drop down on Brandon's side, and then it'll pull out from that drive chain. Luckily, there's nothing in the way blocking it at all right now.
I think getting it back in there is going to be a.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a nightmare.
Let me drop this out. I can't get me anymore. Hey, what about if we pick this back end up and give them some more slack? See how it's sitting on the.
Well, if you pick it up, it's going to hang in the middle, and that's going to pull on the front end because it's hanging on the drive shaft.
Yeah, we're stuck in between the caps.
Oh, you need more room like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't push it forward enough to get it drop it down and out.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's lift her up. So we managed to get the bearing keeper out of the sled, and it's seen better days. That's why it's imperative to grease these things, because they do not like to play without it. But as far as I can tell, the bearing didn't take out the drive wheel, which is cool. Still looks fine. A little bit of heat warpage going on there, but should be good. So, with this out of there, we can order the bearing, and once it gets here, we'll go ahead and install the new one, and put a new housing on there. I got a couple hanging out down here in the junk pile, so we'll throw some new ones on there and get this beast back on the hill. Thanks for watching, guys.